Hey guys, this will serve as the overview for week 8, all right, of this block. So we're coming up on the back half where we'll start transitioning from this volume phase to actually more of a from the hypertrophy phase of the squat and the bench. We'll start actually pushing some heavier weights in the next few weeks as we start actually doing some actual absolute strength testing. All right, we're going to start out here with a 5x5. Each set will be on the 3 minutes. 75 to 80%. At 80%, that's a pretty tough weight. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're not necessarily trying to, we're not trying to push this to failure or anything. So just be in that percentage range, and then, just make sure you can execute at a high level. Now, on this next piece is actually from a CrossFit.com workout. I like to sprinkle these in. The purest form is always going to be that .com, and I like those pairings because it's not how I typically would write, and that's why I end up putting these in. Okay, so we have it's on the 3 minutes. You're working for 90 seconds for 15 minutes. We have 30 plate hops, 15 goblet squats, and then max weighted lunges. This is very much a muscular endurance piece where we're going to start out with those plate lunges, not something we typically see, but we should just see like practicing rebounding up and off of the plate, and then rolling into those 15 goblet squats, again, trying to push unbroken, and then just walking the rest of the time. So we are going to really get a good leg pump here. All right, and then as we just think about this is, each time trying to kind of hit the same amount of walking lunges as you can each round. On Tuesday, we have that 4x5 bench press plus one set, at a max rep. And again, if you were able to perform 6 or more last week, then you're allowed to go up 5 to 10 pounds. If you completed like 8 or 9 on that last set, then go up 10 pounds. And if you only completed maybe 6 or 7, then kind of focus on just, adding only 5 pounds there. Anyway, as long as we're putting any amount of weight up on the bar, that's really what the goal is. So just keep that in mind. It's not necessarily about just always pushing it, because if we continue this, right, you want to be able to have some room to grow. After that, it's for time 30, 24, 18, 12, 6 on the cow row with 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 on the shoulder to overhead. As we look at this, being able to push the row fairly hard here, guys, and then trying to really challenge yourself to going unbroken on the shoulder to overhead. Yes, it should be a challenging weight for going unbroken, so kind of keep that in mind. Lady cow row is going to be a little bit less because we're just trying to keep the intensity and the time frame about the same. But when we're looking at this, guys, again, challenge yourself to transition quickly to the rower, on and off, not messing around with the straps too much. That's how you can really pick up, drop some time on that. And that's what we're going to be looking to do, guys, as we're just finishing with a moderate to heavy shoulder to overhead today. Again, focusing on being able to go unbroken and keeping the intensity high. Wednesday, we have 5 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 10 deadlifts, and then 10 toes to bar. All right, as we look at this, the deadlift weight should be something that we could do unbroken. The same thing with the toes to bar, really challenging yourself to push big sets. And then really the regulator and the time on this is really going to be based on how fast you can run. So it is a good day for people to challenge themselves to run. I kind of put like an 18-minute time frame on that, but obviously this could be done sub 15 minutes. For a lot of people, it'll even be a lot faster than that, but just kind of keep that in mind. After we finish that, we're going to roll into the sumo deadlift pull-throughs. Okay, so it's sumo banded pull-through, so you got a wide grip. We're really focus on nice and slow, up and down. We're just going to work that hinge pattern, kind of finishing off that hinge, trying to really get into the glutes and into the hamstrings, and even into the adductors. That's what we're looking at doing there. And then we're going to push hollow rocks and a plank side plank holds on each side. Okay, challenging time on that, and then just again 3 rounds for quality. All right, Thursday, throwing in a newer movement we've done, but it's basically going to be 90 seconds of work, essentially. So you're going to go bike for a minute, then you're going to stand and you're going to keep cranking as hard as you can, then you're going to rest 30. Then you got a minute and a half of row pulls where basically you're just pulling and actually rowing that in, and you're going to continue to do that for a minute and a half, rest 30 seconds. Then we have a minute ski, just nice and smooth, something you think you could hold for 10, 15 minutes. And then you're going to hammer down on the ski is hard, at a harder effort. So it's kind of similar to that bike in that standing bike that we're kind of push like a 10 plus minute pace for the 1 minute, and then we're going to pick up our pace and really hammer to finish. That 30 seconds of rest isn't going to be much, guys, so kind of keep that in mind. That as we're doing this, start off fairly conservative, especially when you start the next round, and try to keep these as consistent as you can. It's better to start off a little slower and get a little bit faster than to start out super fast and see yourself fall off. Because once you start falling off, we've hit the intensity that we're going to be able to hit, and then everything else just kind of turns into junk volume. So it's better to just start out nice and steady, be a little conservative, and then push to get a little bit faster each round if you can. All right. Next, on Friday, we have a max set of dips on the first minute. Again, just nice and smooth, max set of strict dips. If you can do ring dips, you can do that. And we have max set of strict pull-ups. If you don't have those, then we can do those slow negatives, okay, or even a banded chest-to-bar pull-up would be fine today if you're using the same band, or ring rows, okay? We're just working on some upper body push-pull here, testing a little bit of volume out, seeing where everybody kind of is stacking up. Then after that, we have a D-ball mover, which is going to be 10 D-ball over shoulders, 10 D-ball squats. We're actually going to hug it today, and then 10 box jumps with the step down. All right, we've done this workout before. We've actually done this entire day before about a year ago. So if you guys can kind of remember this, like we're looking at just moving nice and steady on the D-ball, and then again with that box, jump, and step downs, that's what we're looking for, putting a 15-minute cap on that. Nothing is written for Saturday because we have the Monster Mash, so keep that in mind, guys. If you guys have not yet signed up, you still could. If not, come out, volunteer, help, support, cheer your people on. It's going to be a really good time, and then afterwards we're going to have a little party celebrating Carlos's birthday at Odd Colony after the event, and so we're going to be kind of kicking from there to there. So just keep that in mind, guys, and hope to see you there.